So today, Tuesday, November 1st, I was just going over with some kids how much math is coming at you this week. We're doing a lesson every day. They're pretty short lessons. And honestly, they're all different strategies on how to think about, how to visualize, and how to do multiplication with decimals. So yesterday we looked at ways to model it where you overlaid vertical and horizontal. So you had them split into 10 this way. And then when you overlaid it, it turned into hundreds, which was kind of interesting. And that was 405. Today we're on 406, partial products. So partial products is when you break numbers into their place value. So you think about them, instead of thinking of 46 as 46 ones, you think of them as 4 tens and 6 ones, and you do your multiplication by breaking the number up a little bit. So here we are, partial products in New York. What will you learn? You'll be able to multiply two decimal numbers using strategies based on place value. And properties of operation. Properties of operation means, like, what do you do first? Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Properties of NYC. In your interactive notebook, use partial products to multiply the numbers 24 and 8. Write about the answer. So basically they're saying, split it up, do 20 times 8, and then do 4 times 8, and then add it together. So that's what they did here. 8 times 4 is 32. 20 times 8 is 160, and it all adds up to 192. This is also called the traditional algorithm, but if you split it up like this, it's called partial products. So that's what they mean when they're talking about partial products. It means you take and split the number into 20 and 4 instead of 24. And then you add it together. You can multiply decimals the same way. So instead of saying 23 hundredths times 2 tenths, you can say, I'm going to do 2 hundredths times 2 tenths plus 2 tenths times 2 tenths, and then 3 hundredths times 2 tenths. And they break it into the steps here of how you would do that. So they're saying 23 times 1/100th times 2 times 1/10. So they've taken it and split it and made it not decimals anymore. So they took out the decimal by, remember when we times it by 10, the decimal moves over. So they times it by 10 and then a tenth again, 1/100th. So they're just thinking about the place value. Then they break it into all these steps. Oops, sorry, clicked the wrong thing. So they're breaking it into all those steps for you. You're going to need to go through that slowly and carefully. They're also talking about this commutative property of multiplication. That's like a really fancy term. And I'm going to tell you right now that no adult that you ask will ever be able to tell you what the commutative or the associative properties are, but that on your state test in 4th and 5th grade, they are going to ask you that. Really, it's just a fancy way of saying you understand that you can break that number 23 up into 2 and that, like 20 and 3, that you know you can do that and it will still work. That one set of 2 is the same as 2 sets of 1, right? It comes out to the same amount. So that's what they're doing with all of these steps. It gets a little confusing when I go over it fast like this. So you're going to need to go through it very slowly and carefully to figure out what they're talking about. So here they go again. Change the decimal number by timesing it by 10 and then a tenth again to turn it into 46 100ths. Okay. And then change this one, rearrange the equation and multiply the fraction, complete the multiplication and solve. So all they're saying is you can kind of pretend like that decimal isn't there. Now we learned a shortcut for that, and that is just pretend like it's 46 times 3, then count how many numbers are behind the decimal, 1, 2, 3, and make sure your answer has 3 numbers behind the decimal, 1, 2, 3, right? So that's like a faster way to do it. So they take you through this lesson, and then they talk about the distributive property of multiplication. And that's just a fancy way of showing that you can move the numbers around and use partial products to times it by part of the number and then distribute it with the other part of the number. Again, they use all these fancy terms so that you can just understand that math works that way. So here they are kind of showing it all drawn out, and then you add it together at the end. You distribute it. So you do one part of the number and then the other part of the number. Again, it's just another fancy way of learning how to multiply decimal numbers. I think when they show you too many ways, it can get really confusing. When using area models, we write the numbers in expanded form. We know that that means you write them out according to their place value. Here's your self-check review. And then on page 7, it says, what's your assignment? You're going to do a quiz. Now, I want to tell you something about your quizzes, guys. If you are doing a quiz and it's worth 20 points, usually they're worth 20 points, and you score less than 15, like you score 12 or 10 or 8 or 6, please go back and redo those questions that you had a hard time with, okay? Because otherwise you are not understanding that assignment. And I have seen some pretty low scores popping up. So please, if you get a 6 or you get a 2 or a 4, that's okay, but go back, study the problems, or even better, send me an email or come in and join me at 11 o'clock if it's not an A day like today. On A days, I'm doing a book group at 11 o'clock, but on B days, you can come in at 11, or you can always come in at lunchtime. And I always tell you that I'm not there, but you know I'm always listening, right? So if you have a question, that's a good time too, lunch and recess. All right, so for today, we're working on 406. We're going through the lesson slowly and carefully, and then taking that quiz at the end. I also checked Dreambox, and here are my Dreambox stars this morning. Amadi has done 5, Eli's done 2, Lauren's at 3, Evie's at 5, Megan's at 2, and Vivi's at 2. Awesome. Everybody else pretty much had a 0. So we're on Tuesday. By the end of today, you should have 2 lessons done. So going to breakout rooms, working on 406, or working on your Dreambox. If you're a kid who forgets Dreambox, do your Dreambox first, because you're going to remember the lesson, right? If you have any questions, I'm in the main room. You can stay and work with me, and I will work through this assignment with you. I'll even do the quiz with you if you like. Okay? So that's all there is. Did Eli ever make it in? Oh, he did. So Eli, I noticed you've already done this lesson. I was going to let you do a game, but Lauren's not here and he's the other one who's done it. But I will send the game to you so you can study it and figure out how to play it. So the next time Lauren's here, you can teach it to him. How about that?
Well, I thought I wanted to know mine.
What's that?
No, never mind.
So Eli, I just sent you a link to that game so that you can go study that game and figure out how to play it. And if nobody comes into my room, I'll come and play the game with you in a minute. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to open the breakout rooms. Actually, I'm going to recreate them. Well, let's open the breakout rooms, and then I'm going to assign you. So who would like to work with a partner on this lesson?
I will work with a partner.
Okay. Evie, do you want to work with Mila? Is Mila here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So
Can I be with Canella?
Mila, I'll put you in room 2. And you guys also have book club at 11. And I looked on your document and it didn't say what page you were supposed to read to. So do you know what page you were supposed to read to?
Page 40. And I thought our book club was at 1:30.
Oh, yeah, it is. Never mind. It's the reading cats at 11. Good. Okay. If you want to go on that document and put that on there, that would be great.
Me and Evie.
Okay. Liam, do you want to work with somebody or alone?
It's like a little teeny.
I'll just put you in room 3. Amadi, you want to work with someone or alone?
Hello.
Okay, Brianna, do you want to work with someone or alone?
I'm already finished with the math.
Okay, then go do your Dreambox, okay? I just put you in a
Can I
room.
work with Kanoa?
Yeah, who is that? Christian?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put you in room 5 with Kainoa. Amoy, did you want to work with someone? Where'd Amoy go? She's gone.
Yeah,
Okay.
me and Amoy were thinking together.
Who was I saying needed to work on the same one? Wasn't that Brianna and Sophia? Sophia, are you gone? She is gone. Okay.
Wait, Brianna's in there.
I know, but Sophia's gone and I was gonna have Sophia work with Brianna because they have the same ones that they need to do. All right, Anna, did you want to work with someone or on your own today or stay with me? No answer. Okay, Luis, you've got some catching up to do. You actually have some of the same ones that Jax has. Do you guys want to go into a room together or not? No comment? I don't see the chat. Let's see. Okay, Amoy, you just came back. Did you want to work with somebody or on your own? Kainoa, you didn't join your room.
I want to work with someone.
Oh, because I put the wrong people in the wrong room.
Yeah, I went with Brianna and she was just quiet the whole time. I was like, what?
Okay, there we go. I just put you guys in room 6. Okay. Well, let's see, Amoy, which one did you had one you needed to work on. Oh, you needed to work 403 and so does Brianna. So I'm going to send you to Brianna's room. Tell her you guys need to do 403 as well. Okay. She says she's already done 405.
Okay.
Amoy room 5. Okay. Anna, you're going to stay with me. Eli, what's going on?
Sorry. Wait, there's no button for breakout room.
Oh yeah, I'll put you in room 4. Okay. Jax, I'll give you a breakout room or you can stay with me. Okay. You got some math to do, my friend. Anna, Sasha, do you want a breakout room to go do your math in?
Sure.
I'll give you 113. And if you want to come back and ask me questions, you can. Amadi, I think I sent you to a breakout room already, but I'll send you to another one, room 14. And Anna, you can stay with me and work if you like, or you can go to a breakout room. It's your choice. Okay. Anna, do you want to do this one together? Oh, she's gone. And she's gone.